to Spiritual Hygiene with Josie Bray. My name is Josie and I'm your host and guide. Today we have a question from Katie in Baltimore, Maryland. Katie writes, "Dear Josie, how can I hone and trust my intuition?" This is a really great question, and there's a challenge around intuition that we have in this culture, which is in this culture, intuition is seen as out there or woo-woo. And the truth of it is that every other culture in the history of human beings since the beginning of time has had intuition baked into the culture. There's been a cultural context to hold it, and it's not been such a weird thing. There's actually a really great podcast on this that I recommend by The Emerald called For the Intuitives, part 1 and 2, and I highly recommend that podcast. But my answer to your question is this, Katie. If you want to hone and trust your intuition, there are many things that you need to do. First of all, you should find some daily practices that help calm and stabilize your nervous system. Because if your nervous system is in fight or flight or freeze, or if you are having anxiety of any kind, or if you're feeling ungrounded, your body will not be able to have a container with which to hold your intuition or with which to be able to discern the intuitive messages that come through and really understand what they mean. Second of all, it's really important that you're working with a teacher or an elder or both, and that you're working with someone who is seasoned at working with intuition so that they can help you understand and interpret what's happening and what you're experiencing. I also recommend being in some sort of tradition that holds intuition as a vital skill, because when that experience is unanchored, it can be confusing and it could lead you down the wrong path, So we really want to make sure that we're practicing to keep our bodies calm, that we're working with teachers and elders, that we're also working within a context that understands intuition. And here's my last piece of this, which is to be in community. Really, intuition in a vacuum is useless. Intuition in community is extremely useful and practical. Thank you so much for that question. If you have a question for me about spiritual, emotional, or physical health, go ahead and shoot me an email at hello@josiebray.com and ask your question. You can also get my free anxiety release bundle by going to my website, www.josiebray.com, and signing up there. Thank you so much for joining, and I'll see you next time.